All right, great day today. Beautiful weather again. Super hot. Thought our kids pushed. Had one of our best competition Tuesdays we've ever had in the history of our program yesterday, man. It was awesome. And just the way we practiced, the physicalness we're practicing with. We had a Wednesday-like practice today, and we'll do our mock game tomorrow and let them have the weekend off to recover and recuperate. We'll be back at it on Monday. So excited about where we're at. You know, you're at the point where you're kind of ready to play somebody else. I feel like we're further along than we've ever been situationally. You know, when you talk about special situations in games from third down to low red zone, to goal line, short yardage, 2-minute drill, but also in our kicking game. You know, our kids in our kicking game, they just understand and know it so much better because we're in year 3 with so many experienced guys back. So that's been fun to see. And, you know, we got another week to prepare. We got to put everything into it for an opponent that's, you know, got great expectations and has a great chance to win their conference. Matter of fact, I think they're going to win their conference this year. You know, they're my pick to win the SWAC this year. So, you know, it's going to be a great opportunity for us. Should be a packed-out rock, and it'll be a lot of fun. So with that, I'll open it up.
You guys already started the prep with Alcorn, looking at tape and that sort of thing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we started. We went to our 50-50 days on Tuesday. Yep. So we're going 50-50. Good on good for 50% and Alcorn for 50%. Yep.
Looks like you guys are using obviously more motions and motions this year and shift. You guys speak about, you know, what that does for your quarterback and for your offense.
Yeah, you know, a lot like, you know, people that watch pro football, you know, if you watch the Super Bowl, you know, when the Chiefs got down in the red zone and they motioned that guy across one time and the Eagles rocked their safeties and then from then on out they were fake motioning, bringing him back and just hitting him for 2 touchdowns. All of those things are indicators for your quarterback. So what we've really tried to get back to with us and dive into more, you know, Coach Greg and I, is making sure we're giving the quarterback indicators before every snap so he knows where to go and using what the defense does as adjustments against them and it's just part of getting to all our tools in our toolbox, you know, Glenn. Things we've done in our past that we've not been able to do as much. I think it's got a chance to be a fun year, you know, with all that stuff.
Can you talk about Dan O'Brien and just your journey with him and just kind of how he came on this coaching staff and just the background on that?
Yeah, so, you know, Dan's background is similar to mine, except his dad was coaching college, but his dad was a great head coach. He grew up in an arena where his dad was a phenomenal head coach, and that's how I grew up. And his dad's a great man as well, treats people the right way. Dan moved a lot because of that, like I did. And when you move as a young child, you get to where you can adapt and make friendships and learn the culture. And, you know, when in Rome, do as the Romans do, you know. So when you move, you got to kind of figure out that new place and how it goes there. And so he's very adaptable with different types of people. The big thing he's got going for him is he's got a great center point, you know, with what he believes in his faith and how to treat people. And then he's also just a really, really smart guy, you know. And so he's highly cerebral. And how he got here was Austin Armstrong and Greg Meyer. They both had worked with him at Georgia and knew him. And they introduced him to me. We interviewed him and hired him, and he's done a phenomenal job. And I'm very thankful for it. You know, I really love him, love his wife, Alicia. If you ever meet her, man, she's the life of every party. She's really funny, got a great personality. He's got two boys that are awesome as well.
Was he just kind of a no-brainer when the DC job was up?
I knew probably about 3 months after we had been here that he was somebody that, you know, if Austin ever left, I was going to consider. And then about after the first football season, going into that Christmas, I pretty much knew, you know, that he was going to be my next guy. Just a great fit for me and what I want and what I look for in a person and a leader.
We've talked about it a lot, but the different guys you have at running back that you can throw out there with Chandler and obviously Frank, I mean, Drake, all those guys. I mean, how much is it a luxury, but also kind of you're thinking, all right, who's the best guy for this? You know, it's a balance to figure out who you want to throw out there in any given.
Well, I think what it's allowed us to do is we're going to play 2 backs a lot more and sometimes 3 backs a lot more. And that don't mean we're going to just line up with them in the backfield. You know, the thing that they bring to the table is, you know, Frank, Chandler, and Rambo can line up at receiver and play just as well as a receiver does, you know, as well as being in the backfield. And then Kenyon and Drake are also good out of the backfield. So we're going to be able to line up in a lot of multiple looks with more than one of those guys in the game, and you not really know what we're doing. And then when you throw in the fact that, you know, Frank was a high school quarterback, Chandler was a high school quarterback, Kenyon was a high school quarterback, Rambo was a high school quarterback, and Ty Mims was a high school quarterback. So all 5 of those guys played quarterback in high school, you really, when those guys are in the game, you really don't know where they're going to line up. So we're trying to make sure we use all that to our advantage.
Off
Quarterback
of that,
depth, even bigger.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
fact you got all those guys.
Yeah.
piggyback off that young freshman JQ. I know it's early, but he's got a great skill set.
Yeah.
Is there a role for him this year? Or is it just too early to say?
There is a role for him, but what we don't want to do, Glenn, is waste a year on him. You know, I've been consistent with that since I've been here with everybody from Kenyon last year, you know, to the previous year with some of our guys. But if that role grows to where he's going to play like Ty Mims, we were in that situation with Ty Mims last year. You know, we were on the fence, and he kept getting better where he beat people out, and he brings something to the table that you can't coach. So I would expect JQ is going to play 4 games plus the bowl game for sure and get 5. He may play more than that, depending on, you know, how he progresses and how he keeps coming. But he's going to be a great Golden Eagle before he leaves here, I can tell you that. And, hey, tremendous competitor, too. You know, he's from Oak Grove, but then he's got family from Wayne County. So he's got Oak Grove blood in him, and he's got Wayne County blood in him, 2 great high school programs.
How important is Lance Ancar to this program?
Oh, God.
If you kind of try to sum that up.
There you probably can't. You probably can't. He's so important to me, this program. I've got so many good people around me. I could sit here and talk about my guys forever, and that's kind of what I call them, is my guys, you know, because, I mean, they are my guys, man. They take care of me. They make sure that I'm being who I want to be. Anytime I start getting off my path of who I want to be as a leader or whatever, man, they keep me in check. But Ancar is special. He's special because he can take those guys and be hard on them, but they still know he loves them. He can treat them a certain way, and they respect him. And he just has a way with people, and he's got my back, man. If anybody ever came through them 2 doors trying to get me, they'd have to get through him, you know, and I love him.
Did you guys play together?
Oh, yeah.
North Alabama?
Yeah. He was the center, I was the quarterback. Yeah, he was the Remington Award winner as the top center in the country.
I know it's early, but just on tape, what's the number one thing you've seen from Alcorn State?
You know, they got some athleticism at wide receiver. They really do. They got some good receivers that are scary. You know, one of them's from Purvis, Mississippi, man, was a really highly recruit. I knew him. I went to Vanderbilt at high school. And then defensively, you know, they haven't given up a lot of points. You know, when you look at all their scores throughout the years, the last 2 years, you know, they were beating South Alabama 14-7 at halftime 2 years ago, and then South Alabama beat them 28-21. So, you know, they're like I said, man, they expect to win their conference. I think they will. And they've got a lot of coaches that have been around a long time. Their D coordinator, Cat Thomas, man, I got a ton of respect for, knowing him through the JUCOs and forever, and he was here for a little while. So they're going to play hard and physical. They don't give up a lot of points, and they got some explosiveness at receiver.
That's good.
Thank you, Coach.
All right,
About how you guys have so many different weapons at running back, and you can throw different guys out there and throw different things, different looks at the opponent. What is it like being a part of that room and all the versatility you have? You know?
Really, it's crazy. You got guys like me, Dreek, Rambo, Frank Gore, of course, you know, Kenyon, Clay. We all have a different skill set. A lot of us played a lot of different positions in high school. You know, of course, most of us played quarterback in high school, which is, you know, it gives us an edge. We kind of know what looks the defense will be in, and like it just we have a competitive edge when we have a lot of backs on the field. So.
How do you feel like this team is looking, and how prepared you guys are when, you know, the season starts in a week? How excited you are to get? One
thing we've talked about as a team, you know, not focus on what we're going through, but what we're going to. You know, like, you know, we had a lot of days with hot weather, 106-degree weather, and you know, it's a mental barrier you got to break down to just keep pushing. You know, you're doing this for your brother, not only for you. You know, pushing, be the one that dares to let their teammates down. You know what I'm saying?
I know that, you know, I was noticing the scrimmage last week. You take Frank out, you take you out, and Tavis Willis goes crazy. Just speak to the depth of this running back room in your eyes, where, I mean, almost any back could have a 100-yard day.
Literally. It's like you said, I feel like any one of our guys, you know, you could throw them out there in any situation, you know, we'll be able to be successful. And like I said, Tavis Willis, man, that's a special talent, man. I played against him in high school. He killed us at quarterback then, you know, from Belma Jackson. But, man, he's a special talent. Frank Gore, of course, Dreek Clark, you know, all those guys, Kenyon Clay, even the young guys, Zondier, JQ Gray, Jack Swing, you know, it's just a boatload of talent in that room that, you know, I only think it get better in the future.
And I know that, you know, running backs you're working with Billy a lot more. Just what has that relationship been like since he's been named the starter?
He is a starting quarterback. That's the type of mindset he brings. That's the type of era he brings around the team, and I can't do nothing but appreciate him. Coming in, wanting to be the guy, and end up being the guy. That's the things you gotta fight that battle with yourself and compete every day. And dare to be turned down, and that's what you need out of a quarterback.
Chandler, just observation, looks like this year you're going to be featured a lot more in the passing game.
Yes, sir.
Made some big plays in the scrimmages through that. More empty sets.
Right.
You guys splitting out wide. Can you speak to that dynamic and what it's been like to add that to the offense?
I kind of knew when I graduated high school I probably wouldn't play quarterback anymore at the next level. Small guy, 5'10", 165 pounds, not usually your coming college quarterback. I came in here actually playing slot receiver, got the super back role. We kind of used it as a first year, as a guy out the backfield. But as the role expands, the team expands, we get quarterbacks in to really broaden that role. So it's a blessing. A lot of ways give me the ball, me Rambo, especially in space. It's a blessing.
Coach has talked about how you guys are a lot deep, not only at running back but like offensive line, defensive line. How do you feel like you guys are? Almost you've been building towards this. Year 3 with Coach Hall, and you guys are kind of ready to really have a great season. Right.
This is year 3 on us. Now, I honestly think we're coming together to be a team now. Just the way we move, the way we work out, the way we practice, honestly, it's team effort. Everything is a push. Everybody, has the same common goal, and we strive for that every day. And that's what I love about being a part of this team.
Kind of speak to what you feel like your expectations are for this offense this year.
I know for this offense, I'm expected to be the playmaker. I'm expected to know what's going on every time the ball is snapped, and that's what I do. I like to make plays in space, in the backfield. Like you said, we'll be a lot of empty sets. I'll be having a lot of, passing routes this year. But that's a part of my game, and I feel like I can help the team make guys miss in space, get in the end zone a lot.
And we were joking with some of the guys, asking them about some of the best nicknames on the team, because you got a lot of good ones. You got Rambo and Frog and some of the others. Who do you think has the best nickname?
I'm not gonna lie. For a big guy, I'm thinking Tank. Tank is a scary guy. Tank Welch, yeah. That's a scary name, but it also he's 6'7", so he literally is a tank. Young guy coming in, he got a good relationship, good bright personality, and then he got a crazy name. I like that name.
Who's that, Tank?
Tank Welch.
Welch.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chandler, I feel like you have one of the best laughs on the team. You and Frank kind of have the same laugh. Do you kind of pride yourself on that?
It's not the first time somebody told me that. And a lot of times me and Frank get mistaken for each other if we're laughing or just talking in the locker room, we get mistaken for each other. But yeah, man, just being around Frank Gordon, it'll rub off on you, man. And I'm glad that he's rubbed off me on the positive way. He teaches me how to be a pro. Just being around him, it's a blessing.
So did he have the laugh first and it kind of rubbed off on you?
Yeah, he did. He did have it first.
Thanks, Chandler.
Anything else?
Thanks,
Chandler,
CP.
appreciate you.